Hi, it's Yuenny, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you kind of the details of a Louis Vuitton item that I had repaired not that long ago. Just wanted to kind of, go through some details and show you the end result in case kind of any of you are interested, maybe getting something repaired and just to see what it looks like. So yeah, let's get started. So the item came back in this drawstring dust bag. It's my first drawstring dust bag from Louis Vuitton, so it was quite nice to actually get one. I don't know why, they're just dust bags, but it's just nice to have a variety. Sorry, I can't even speak. So the item that I had repaired is my vintage Speedy 30, and if I could get out the bag, I'll show you. So when I did a review on this bag, I mentioned about the zip being very sticky, and it kind of smelled like old coins, like kind of a bit rusty, and it just wasn't very nice, and yeah, very sticky zip. So I've decided to give it a little bit of a treat, and I got the zip replaced, and here's what it looks like. The zip is so much smoother now, definitely so much smoother than how it was before. It's probably doesn't seem that smooth now because it's stuffed, so it's not very easy to zip and unzip. The pull tab is the one with the smooth surface on both sides. So that's the ones that come on the newer Speedies. And when I spoke to the lady, she said, oh, the main difference kind of on the zip between the older like Speedy zips and the newer ones are that the newer ones are a lot shinier. But to be honest, it doesn't kind of stand out very much. It's not like it's strikingly shiny. So I'm quite happy with the result, except obviously the patina is kind of very different to the other kind of leather on the bag, but that's not a problem. I've been trying to tan it, put it in the dust bag and kind of just have this bit hanging out so it kind of gets a bit of a tan. So some information about the repair process. I live about 2 hours away from a Louis Vuitton store, so it kind of, I didn't really want to go all the way to London to just get it repaired in a way. I don't know, and it was kind of the time when I decided to get it repaired was leading up to Christmas, so it was around November time, and as most people probably understand, it's quite busy around Christmas and leading up to Christmas with work and all that, so I didn't really fancy driving all the way there, etc. So I contacted Louis Vuitton and asked them if there's any other way I could kind of get the bag repaired without me personally going into the store, and they got back to me to say that I can post it to one of the stores with like a detailed letter saying what I wanted repaired, and obviously my contact details so they can get back to me. So I did that. I think it was around middle of November when I posted it off as like a recorded delivery to the store in Sloane Street, London. And then a few days later I got a phone call to say they received the item and yes, they can go ahead and repair the item for me, no problem. And they said it was £61 for the zip to be repaired. They'll have to send it to Paris, and they said it usually takes about 6 to 8 weeks, but because it's coming up to Christmas and then their kind of factory will be closed, so it might be kind of more like January than like this side, that side of Christmas. So I said, yeah, no, that's fine, like I've got enough bags to kind of keep me going, I don't need it back like straight away. And I had a phone call probably beginning or middle of December, so it was not that long, maybe about a month since I've sent it off, that I had a phone call to say it's back from repair, and that it's ready to be collected. And so I phoned them back because I was at work, I couldn't answer the call. And then I said, the reason I sent it to the store, because I thought they could then send it back to me without me actually having to go to London. But then they said I would have to go in personally, the reason being because they want for me to have a look for the repaired item to see if I'm happy with it, and if not they can send it back straight away. And the other reason is like the store can't take payment over the phone, so the only way I could pay is for me to go in the store. And I thought, oh, it's a little bit annoying, like that was the reason why I sent it to the store. And if I knew I had to go and pick it up, I would have probably chose a store that was easier to get to, because Sloane Street right in the middle of London is a little bit trickier and parking is usually very expensive. Like I would have picked a different store if I knew, but never mind. Then I decided to go to the store on Christmas Eve, sorry, not Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, because that was like the only time I didn't have to work and it wasn't actually Christmas. Yeah, so that was kind of the only day I could do it. So I drove them back very quickly. It was just like, oh, it's New Year, I just want to get my bag. When I walked in the store, it was quite empty. There was probably one other customer when I walked in. There were about 3 SAs kind of in the store when I first got in there. One was serving the customer that was in there. 2 others were just like walking around, chilled out and everything. No one acknowledged that I walked in the store. I was like, okay, whatever, I'll just have a look around, look at some stuff, and it's like, I'm not gonna approach anyone, I'll just have a look around. So I've got a little bit of time. Parking, I was like gonna park for like 2 hours or something, so I was like, I've got a bit of time. Walked around, walked to the back, looking at some stuff, and then an SA kind of walked out from the back. She looked at me, up and down, head to toe, looked me up and down, made eye contact, and just walked off. It's like, okay. She clearly wasn't busy. She had her hands behind her back, just walked around, and she kept looking at me, kept making eye contact, but still didn't approach me, nothing. I was like, yeah, okay, I'll just keep looking around, until another SA kind of approached me and said, oh, is there anything I could help you with? Like, I was like, oh, okay, someone actually approached me. I think she might be new or something. She didn't really know very much. Kind of, it felt like she, just came across as she might be new or something. And I told her about, I had a phone call because I had an item repaired, and I got a phone call saying that it's ready to be collected. And she was like very confused, like, just looked like she didn't really know what I was talking about. And I said, I got a phone call and an email to say that it is come back to this store. I said, oh, can I see the email, please? And I'm like, okay. The email didn't really say very much. It just said kind of, yeah, ready, like my item was ready to be collected. It didn't even say what the bag was and any information on there really. So I still showed it to her, gave her my name, and then she went to the back and kind of had a look around, and she found it. It was okay. Like, the whole process of that was like, it was okay, but it just came across that she didn't really know very much. And and then she was quite new because she couldn't quite work out like the till system, and then the card payment machine, the card machine kind of ran out of paper, etc. Just loads of like things. And then that other lady who ignored me earlier was kind of around, and she kind of joined in when I was paying, and it was just very weird. And then it's not the first time that I walked into a Louis Vuitton store that kind of, I felt like the staff are just rude, and I don't know, it's not always a good experience. And I've made a decision that whenever I go into a Louis Vuitton store, I'm not going to approach anyone. I'm just going to wait for them to approach, and if their service is not good, I'm not going to buy anything. Even if I have gone all the way to London and decided I'm going to buy something, if their service is, I'm not going to, I'm just not going to go there. It's just, why should I spend that money if I'm getting that kind of service? So that's the story of my repair. I'm quite happy with it. It's, other than kind of the slightly rude service at the store, the whole process was actually really good, and the people who actually spoke on the phone to were very, very nice. And when I kind of contacted them via Facebook and Twitter, etc., everyone was like very helpful and gave me loads of information. So I'm quite happy with the whole process. Sorry I added in the story of the bad service. I just felt like, I don't know, I just felt like I needed to kind of just bring it up and mention like the whole process, as this video is going to be about the repair process. So I hope you enjoyed it, and sorry if it sounded very boring and very negative, etc. But anyway, if you have any questions about the repair, then just leave them down below, and thank you for watching. I hope you're having a unique day today. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.